All right, welcome back to the channel, Deskpop. Today we're going to be talking about the news that came out for the first week of August. So it's looking like we got a new Andor trailer. We're going to be talking about DC, maybe some Marvel, talking about HBO and Discovery Plus.
Oh, I'm excited about that. A lot of good things.
Yeah, new streaming service.
Yeah, and Batgirl getting canceled.
Oh,
Man, we'll dive into it.
Yeah, we're diving into it for sure. A lot dropped this week for like news, bad and good stuff.
Bad and good.
Yeah, so Disney didn't. I don't think
You want to start with the good or you want to start with the bad?
Let's start with the good. No, yeah, let's start with the good because the controversy sells.
Good.
Bad news sells, and we need to keep that in the end to keep these people hooked.
Hook them in.
Hook them in. So we will talk about the bad towards the end, but with the good, Disney didn't drop anything Marvel, but they did drop Andor.
Yeah, and the trailer. I like the trailer.
Trailer was good.
It looks more sophisticated than Obi-Wan.
Yes.
Now I don't know if people know. Like I blame it on COVID. I feel like a lot of the productions like Spider-Man No Way Home, Doctor Strange, like they look off because they couldn't film like they usually film, right? So now I feel like production's going to start ramping up and it's going to look better. And I think that's in case.
I don't know about looking better because I have been seeing a lot of stuff on Twitter and online about people complaining about Marvel putting out a lot of things. They're pushing their visual artists.
It also seems like they're
much.
rushing.
Yeah,
They're rushing their stuff because they've been off for the pandemic. And everything.
Yes.
they've been off for the pandemic and they're just pumping out so much content.
That was news for this past week was that the VFX artists were
Being overworked.
depressed because they saw the lineup and they're like, oh no.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah, it is a lot of work.
And they talked about how Marvel Studios isn't.
And I do agree that we should put the blame a little bit on Marvel, but like at the same time, there's a lot of studios that also do VFX, right? It's not just Marvel that's employing these people. It's also other studios. It's Warner Brothers, it's Universal. It's not about how, because Disney's not the one treating them like that. It's the boss. They need to be held accountable. You know, they need to make sure their employees have 8-hour work weeks. I think you should always. I think less. I'm a pro 32-hour a week person.
4 days pushing that.
You're pushing 33 hours. You're pushing it for me.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But yeah, breaks, lunches. I'm an advocate for an hour lunch.
If you work in visual effects or computer animation or anything, let us know down below what you think about that.
Yeah, because I do think Marvel does have the blame, but that's because they're the biggest studio. You got to put the blame on the bosses, man. You gotta change the business model, you know.
But going back to the production, do you also think Obi-Wan looked that way because it came out with Miss Marvel? Because I assume they were working on both of them at the same time.
I think it's just that pandemic. So like in Spider-Man No Way Home, so they talk about the scene with Flash Thompson where he's looking at his phone and it just revealed that who Spider-Man is, it's Peter Parker. And that scene is just him in an empty street in New York. And you just see like one car, right? And people are like, that scene seemed off. I'm like, yeah, it seemed off because it was COVID. Like you're not going to film with a bunch of people if you don't need to film with a bunch of people. And I feel now with COVID lessening and now monkeypox coming. Dun, dun, dun.
Play the monkey song.
Stop. But yeah, so I feel like now with Andor, we're gonna see better production.
Visually, it was gonna look good. The cinematography is gonna, it's gonna be more aesthetic.
Yes, but I'm really excited because we have Diego Luna, who was born in Toluca.
Yeah,
Toluca, Mexico, dude.
Another guy from Mexico City.
Another guy. We got another Mexican on here in Star Wars, dude. Who would, out of all things, we got a raza in Star Wars, my boy.
Well, he's been in Star Wars.
No, I know, but he has. But
now he's
got his own show.
Yeah,
like he's starring in the show. It's named after his character.
Yes,
dude. How exciting is that?
That's pretty cool.
It's really exciting.
Daniel, that means you can be Star Wars.
I can be in Star Wars?
Yeah.
Do you like Diego Luna as an actor?
Yeah, dude. You know what's funny? I saw him first in Katy Perry's music video.
Really?
Yes. You guys know which one I'm talking about?
No, I don't.
No. Teenage Dream.
Yeah,
I actually like singing it in my head.
I'm gonna have to go watch that.
He plays. You know where they're talking about growing old and all that. Like you're the.
Is he the love interest?
He's the love interest, bro. He stars next to Katy Perry.
Yeah,
look it up right now.
Oh, I will. First thing I saw him in was Narcos.
That's where I saw him first too.
And he does a really good job in that show.
Yes, he does. I agree. I didn't watch it, but I just assume as a Mexican he plays a great role. Is Tecno también in Narcos?
They started together.
They start together.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bro,
you're going to have to go watch it, man.
Que viva la raza, güey.
I'm excited for Star Wars. More Star Wars is always good.
Yes.
I love Star Wars.
I was a little worried that we weren't going to be talking about Star Wars on the podcast for a while. Because I was like trying to think of all the things that were going to come out Star Wars related.
And it was all Marvel.
Yeah, it was all Marvel.
Like looking at the schedule, it was all Marvel.
It was all Marvel. But I'm like, we got September coming around and Andor, bro. And it's pretty much...
was delayed.
Yeah,
Andor was delayed.
Yeah, it was delayed for a bit, huh? Do you know the story of Andor? Do you know like what's happening?
I do not. I know a little bit.
Breaking news.
Kevin Feige's leaking the Fantastic Forecast, and the only way we're gonna reveal it is if you guys give us follow. So make sure you guys follow the podcast for more of this content. Andor is about Cassian Andor, and before Rogue One.
It's a prequel to a prequel.
So Andor is a prequel to a prequel. I love how you said that. It is a prequel to a prequel, and it's pretty much about him starting in the rebellion because he was really passionate about the rebellion in Rogue One.
Yeah.
So I must either in this is gonna be him like fighting, like not knowing if he wants to join or not, or is he full in? Do we know?
I'm assuming this is like his introduction to the rebellion.
I do too.
I do too.
I think that's an interesting story to tell. Apart from him already being in it and like just doing missions.
Yeah. Because what's the whole point of him being in it? Like as a show, you know, like it's gonna lead up to it.
Well, they have a plan. They actually have like they know how they're gonna end it. It's gonna end in 2 seasons, and they have the number of episodes it's gonna be. Like they already have. They have this whole.
That's the nice thing about a prequel. Like
Yes.
You can space it.
And you know how it ends because you know how the story ends.
Yes.
Which I always, when people were always talking about how, oh, we don't need to know about their story because we know how it ends. I'm like, that doesn't matter.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think if we know he's gonna die, that's fine. I think the story can be its own thing where he learns his.
It's nice to know about the in between.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
I think so too.
I'm excited for Andor. I'm excited for all the Star Wars things. Viva la raza, you know.
Yeah, Disney just keeps pumping it out, man.
Pumping it out, man. It's not gonna stop, and
Hey,
that means the
can't stop,
podcast.
won't stop,
Yeah,
no.
the podcast can't stop.
DC though.
DC.
Oh my God.
They'll be struggling.
This week was not good for them.
This was not a good week.
Even they tried to save it like Thursday with a 10-year plan. We've heard that so many times.
Warner Brothers and Discovery Plus merge. Immediately, Batgirl gets canceled.
Oh my God. Leslie Grace, Dominican, también Latina. Dude, oh my
They did her
God.
bad.
They did her so dirty, man. Do you know what happened with Batgirl?
I do not.
So the movie's 90 million cost, right?
Yeah.
The movie's finished filming.
Yeah.
The 2 directors, the ones that directed Miss Marvel, are at a wedding on the other side of the world. I forgot what part, but they're on the
And
other
they
side
get
of
an
the world.
email.
Yeah, they get an email from Warner Brothers that they're canceling the movie, which is already finished. Like they were talking about how at the wedding they were just gonna go back and finish the production and editing and all that, you know.
Yeah.
And what's his name? Zaslav, the main
Zaslav,
was pretty much saying that he didn't want anything that wasn't theatrical, right?
Yeah. He said Batgirl wasn't a big theatrical event, which is why they canceled it.
Yeah, and I don't think movies have to be big theatrical. That word is. I don't think movies have to be.
It doesn't roll off the tongue.
Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue. I don't think movies have to be these big events.
No.
Where everybody has to go watch it, man.
Exactly.
We can have a small movie.
Yeah.
Just have a smaller budget. Who cares if it looks campy? Who cares if it looks full Avengers Endgame? Like it doesn't need to be.
No, it doesn't need to be.
Especially with the Batman. You don't need that many effects for the Batman.
Not really.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton was supposed to be in it.
Yes, dude. And
Speaking
now
of Batman.
I think they're gonna get rid of Michael Keaton now.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna scrap him.
I think they should. I mean, if this is what they're doing, they should just scrap everything. Get a new Batman. Get a new Superman.
Yeah, I was just about to say Discovery Plus and all that. They're also merging with HBO.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's why, and then their HBO is also scrapping a lot of their stuff.
Yes, they're scrapping a lot of shows. Like they've already announced a bunch of shows that they're
A bunch of the HBO originals.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
not everything that they have in the library, it's not like gonna get like taken away.
I'm hoping they keep Euphoria.
It's just the originals.
But they took off the originals also off HBO, so you can't even watch them anymore.
No, but you can still rent them or buy them.
Yeah.
but then what's the point of HBO Max at that point?
Dude,
That's-
Well, that's the thing, because since they're all merging together now, and with DC, they should just scrap everything they have and just start new again.
they do.
10-year plan.
10-year
With,
plan.
with their 10-year plan, just whatever it is they're doing
So
now.
they announced a 10-year plan in
How did you guys feel?
2015.
Yes,
About the
I was
10-year
gonna say,
plan?
yeah. How do you feel about when they announced this past 10-year plan? Do you have confidence?
No,
Very little.
because
Yeah.
that's the fifth. That's the 5th 10-year plan they've announced.
Dude, I agree. I think they had a plan back in 2013 with Superman, Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman.
So
Wonder
when Man
Woman.
of Steel kicked off the DC extended universe, it did a good job.
Yeah, perfect.
Man of Steel was a good movie.
great movie, great
agree.
origin story, and it looked like they were heading in the right direction.
Warner Brothers doesn't think it was a good movie, apparently.
Yeah,
'cause
Warner Brothers.
They never made a second one.
I saw a tweet the other day talking about how we're at the point where Superman is just a faceless cameo now.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
He's been in 3 or 4 movies now where he's
was
a
in-
faceless cameo.
Faceless cameo in Shazam, and
Peacemaker?
at the end.
Yes.
And
I know there's one more.
there's one more.
There has to be one more.
But that's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That he's just it's just crazy that their biggest one of their big three
Yeah.
is a faceless cameo.
Yeah.
And let me tell you why I also don't have confidence. I don't know if you guys know this, right? About Zaslav, the new whatever, his CEO of Warner Brothers or whatever, Warner Bros. Discovery. I think he's very misogynistic. I think it's very misogynistic. I don't know if you guys know this, but he fired one of the main head women of HBO, and she was like the main, like she was one of the women in the entertainment industry where she was like really high.
Yeah, she had been in there for, I think, a lot, like 20, 30 years or something like that.
Yes. And then he hired a bunch of white men. He did. No, I'm not, dude.
So when Batgirl got canceled, the first thing that came to mind, Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Because they just finished filming Blue Beetle.
Cholo, dude, I'm rooting for him. I want him to do so well in Blue Beetle, and I really hope they don't cancel the movie.
I hope they don't cancel Blue Beetle either.
I'm scared. Tengo miedo.
Yeah.
Tengo miedo.
I don't know. By the sounds of it, looks like they're gonna start canceling a bunch of stuff.
Dude, well, they canceled the Sasha. ¿Cómo se llama?
The girl who's playing Supergirl?
Supergirl.
Yeah.
So,
Supergirl.
there's a Supergirl in the Flash.
Sasha Cale?
Yeah, Cale. Sasha Cale, I believe it is.
She's Colombian, I know
She's
that.
Colombian. Otra Latina, dude. Otra Latina. And she had a Supergirl movie set up, right? And they just scrapped it. Dude, and I'm just like, bro, like, what are we doing, dude? Like,
Because she's going to be in
the Flash.
Flash, yeah.
Yeah. So now they don't want her as like the main Supergirl person. They want another Superman. And I'm like, dude, we've done Superman so many times. Let's just try it out. Why not, dude? You're gonna have at least 3 people buying that ticket.
So
also, just to bring up the misogynistic habits of Zaslav, did you see what on Thursday about the investor? Like he had the Warner Brothers investment meeting, right?
Yeah.
And he said that HBO was for boys and that Discovery Plus was for girls. Right? And so he's pretty much saying that guys like more scripted shows and girls like unscripted shows like nature documentaries and all
reality
that.
TV.
Which, you know what, I can see the demographic. Obviously, I see more girls liking true crime podcasts. They like more like of that real stuff, and guys like talk about like these shows and all that. That seems like a very black and gray way of dividing.
Well,
the
even
masses.
about that, I read the other day that Discovery Plus, they want to go with the way they run their app and all that. Thinking about that, I mean, the girls, if they do the Discovery, I mean, they're obviously doing better than HBO right now since their HBO is going to switch over.
They laid off like what, 70%? 70% of their workers?
Dude. And it's only doing better because unscripted shows cost less to make.
Yes.
So that's why they want to move over to unscripted shows because they cost less to make. So they want to do more 90 Day Fiance, which I'm going to be watching. I love 90 Day Fiance. I love the drama. I love the drama.
With the no neck?
Yeah. And
I'm going to have to go look up his name.
But like,
we're going to have him on the next episode.
I have no confidence because the way he's running the business, dude, just seems like he's just another white man who doesn't know the diversity of the country. And he's just going to have, I have no confidence in DC.
I just hope he doesn't run it into the ground.
Yeah,
or so far that they can't bring it back up.
Yeah. I know
At what point is it too late?
Is it too late, right? And a lot of people don't have confidence on Twitter as well because they were saying that it's not about creating that 10-year plan that Marvel created. That's not the secret ingredient. The secret ingredient is obviously
Kevin Feige.
Si sabe. Yeah, it's Kevin Feige, my boy. He's done so much for Marvel, and I think it's going to be hard to find another Kevin Feige.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. I didn't know how important the role of producer was until Kevin Feige.
Yeah.
Yeah. The producer, I don't know if you know this, but they're on the movie set all the time. Mm-hmm. And they're making sure that everything either connects, everything's like the budget, like everything he's worried about, right? That's his job. And like, I think he thinks that he can just bring in like writers and everything and like it's all going to be hunky dory.
Yeah.
But like you need somebody that has a plan, dude. And Kevin Feige, maybe he didn't have this 15, 20-year plan. But I know when Iron Man came out, he's thinking the same way we were thinking when we started the podcast. We know what we want 10 years from now, but we're also worrying about like the next week and the next 2 weeks.
You got to worry about the right now.
Yeah. Yes. But he's also got like his eyes also on the 10-year plan.
So I think Kevin Feige, when Iron Man first came out, he at least wanted to get to the Avengers.
Yes.
At least to the Avengers.
And he got there. And then he's got to worry about the next step.
And then he has to worry about the next step.
Yeah, but I think he at least thought that, oh my God, wouldn't it be cool if we did Secret Wars? You know? Like, wouldn't it be cool if we got to that point? Because you're obviously thinking about it. Yeah, you're obviously at some point thinking about, this story.
Because we're thinking about it.
Yeah, if we're thinking about it, Kevin's thinking about it. Yeah, dude, that's why I have no confidence in Zaslav. I don't care if I get his name right. He just does. He just doesn't seem like a great guy, and I think you need to be a great person.
Why at this point, whatever shows they have going on or whatever they're keeping, I hope they stick with what they're going and don't ruin
the DC brand.
more than it's already
Yeah,
ruined.
dude, we love the Batman. Obviously, we'll make a special on the Batman
Because
movie.
anything Zaslav does is gonna get compared to Marvel.
Yes.
Anything.
Yeah.
And the thing is that
The comparisons are always gonna be there.
he's already starting off wrong. I think he should
He
not
is
have
already
fired
starting
the
wrong.
diversity. Like, yeah, maybe they're hiring for diversity, but who cares? I want the inclusion. I don't want
Well,
another
70% is a lot,
dude.
If you have 100 workers, you're telling me
70.
you got rid of 70 of them,
70.
dude?
Well,
Like,
on HBO because
I'm just saying, like, that's more than half. Like,
I mean, it's because he
No,
has a
that's-
plan.
that's
He
a
has a
lie.
plan for HBO. He doesn't want HBO to be a thing. He wants to merge it with Discovery
yeah,
Plus.
he wants to merge it. Yeah.
And he doesn't want scripted shows. It sucks, but I think we're gonna see a lot of DC properties leaving. And James Gunn put out that Peacemaker is safe, but
Ultimately, that's not his
that's
choice.
not his. Yeah, that's not his choice. So we'll see what happens. What's the over under of the Flash coming out?
The movie
Yeah, do you think it's gonna come out? It's $200 million. Just remember, but
Yeah.
with the
that's a
Ezra
huge
Miller, right?
budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think it's coming out?
I don't know, with the way everything's going on with there, and then whatever Ezra Miller's got going on with him.
I
It's
think
just
it comes
crazy
out.
because
Or
everything
they-
that Ezra did, the movie's still coming out.
The movie's coming out.
Yeah, the movie's coming out. But do you think it's going to be tied to the DCU, like the 10-year plan? Do you think it's part of the 10-year plan?
I mean, they've already filmed. They've already done most of the production and editing.
Yeah, no, that's fine. They can bring out the movie. I'm asking you if it's part of the 10-year plan.
I was gonna say
A part of
at
the
that
new
point,
10-year plan?
Yeah.
No.
Shouldn't that like all be its own thing?
They can cop it out and
start
use
the new
it
plan.
and use it as the flashpoint.
Do you think Blue
Yeah.
Beetle's part of the 10-year plan?
The new one, yes.
Okay.
I hope
Shazam.
so.
Do you think Shazam's part of the new 10-year plan?
No.
I don't
No.
think so, since they already had the first one out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
They're
okay.
going into the second.
Black
one.
Adam, maybe.
Do you think? Yeah, I think. Do you think Aquaman is part of that 10-year plan? Like Jason Momoa. Do you think
No.
he's gonna be playing Aquaman?
No.
Well,
in the
whatever
new
they have
10-year?
right now, like the
You think everybody's just scrapped?
scrapped.
Which
So-
sucks because I love Gal Gadot as
Gal
Gal Gadot.
Gadot. I'm
Gadot.
sorry.
No, you're
I
fine.
love
We get
you.
names
I
wrong.
love Gal Gadot.
I don't.
I,
She's really problematic, but that's just
She's
me.
problematic, but she's a great Wonder Woman. She's a great Wonder Woman. I don't care
she
about
was
what
great in the
happens.
first movie.
In the
Second
first
one was
movie.
Eh.
Second one was.
Well, it's not her fault. I don't think
It's not her fault.
I think the second one had a lot more problems than just Gal Gadot.
As an actor, you can. Yeah.
There's
Gal
only-
Gadot herself was fantastic.
Yeah.
The movie itself.
It was a mess.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
can only do so much.
Yeah, dude. I think DC has a lot of work to do. I have 1% confidence.
I think
I'll give them that.
if they go the easy, the cheap way, they cop out and they use Flash as a Flashpoint paradox and restart the universe.
Restart the universe. And I just feel bad for Robert Pattinson. I feel bad for all these actors who like already
So
have
a lot
movies.
of people, because the Batman, Robert Pattinson is its own thing,
Yeah.
and a lot of people were like, "Oh, the Flash is gonna tie that movie into the DCU."
But can you imagine if
I don't
like
think so.
Marvel had
I
like
hope not.
3 Iron Mans going on at the same time?
See, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Like
would
they
be
had the Iron Man in the Avengers. They had another Iron Man, just his standalone movie that had nothing to do with the universe. And then they had another Iron Man from like 10 years ago that they were also just plotting into.
Throw in, yeah.
Like, dude,
It's too confusing.
I mean, obviously it's not confusing because we know, but for the general audience, it's confusing.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, the general audience makes up most of your ticket sales.
they're just
money.
ruining Batman too.
They
to,
are.
like the character. Like
They-
I love Batman. Batman's probably one of my favorite characters, and right now with everything going on,
Yeah.
it's you
sad.
don't even want to see Batman anymore.
Yeah, you don't. Like, I do love the shows. I don't think like the animated stuff is perfect, right? I love Young Justice. I love
Yeah.
all that.
Yeah.
It's just the theater movie, they're ruining it. And it's just, I don't know how they're going to come back from it.
Just doing too
But
much.
hey, we're gonna get good movies for the Batman, and I think now they're saying there's 10-year plan, so everything's gonna be together. But I think it's okay to have everything separate. But
Yeah.
like they're just overthinking it.
Yeah. Not over. Well, it's not even overthinking it. They just don't know what they're doing.
They're just doing too much right now.
I think
Yeah.
I think they're overthinking it. I think doing too much is the same as overthinking.
No, because Kevin Feige overthinks it all the time, and it comes out good. They just don't have a plan.
Yeah. No. Yeah. You're probably right. Well, I mean that's pretty much all the news for this past week.
Yeah, good little week. We're coming up on D23, so we'll get a lot more Marvel
A
stuff
lot
there.
more Marvel stuff.
And then we'll see what else Warner Bros. Decides to randomly drop on
Yeah.
us during the week.
Yeah, we'll see what this upcoming week has planned for us.
By the time
other
this episode
surprises
comes
we
out, Blue
get?
Beetle might be canceled.
Yeah.
Imagine that.
I hope that.
I'm just laughing like, oh my god, I'm scared.
But yeah, make sure to follow us